Hello, my name is Daniella Maffei, and I am a senior social work major at Seton Hall University. My poster topic is Smart Decarceration to Dismantle the School-to-Prison Pipeline. The United States has the world's largest percentage of people imprisoned, and the failure to rehabilitate prisoners to build successful lives after release has resulted in enormous economic and human costs. Prisons are failing to provide resources and reintegrate citizens into society, which assures higher rates of prisoners staying within the criminal justice system. Within 3 years of prisoners released, 2 out of 3 are rearrested and more than 50% are incarcerated again. There is a large number of individuals in prison due to mental health illnesses. In addition, police officers aren't trained to detect and de-escalate these situations. Therefore, those with mental illnesses who have committed minor offenses are seen as threats, especially as they struggle with responding to aggressive authority. Thus, they are ultimately put in jail instead of receiving professional help. The lack of resources given to prisoners to re-enter society are comparable to students being suspended for behavioral issues in school, such as disrupting class, rather than being provided in-school resources to correct their behaviors. A primary goal for social workers is to prevent youth from being incarcerated by developing school policies and interventions. Students of color, minority students, those attending schools in urban areas, low-income youth, LGBTQ and gender nonconforming students, and students diagnosed with disabilities or mental illnesses are targeted for harsh discipline in schools. Consistent with the Black community being targeted more aggressively by police enforcement, Black students are immediately criminalized for minor infractions of school rules. School officers criminalizing behavior creates a prison-like environment and enforces disobedient behavior in targeted students, creating a pipeline to juvenile systems. This issue is important to social work as the profession values social justice, dignity and worth of the person, and the importance of human relationships. Policies heavily contributing to the school-to-prison pipeline are zero-tolerance policies, which cause harmless infractions of school rules to be criminalized. Due to zero-tolerance policies, militarization is being infiltrated in American schools, which is the process of institutionalizing a set of beliefs and values that stress the use of force and domination to resolve problems. Students are attending schools in similar environments to those of juvenile detention facilities rather than institutions of learning, containing armed police, metal detectors, and pat-downs. This militarized environment primarily impacts students of color as they face harsher punishments. For instance, Black students suspended or expelled for violations of school rules are 3 times more likely to be involved with the juvenile justice system the following year. Negative impacts in students include an increase of student shame, emotional trauma, and alienation. Relationships at schools are being destroyed and respect for rules decrease, leading to a general sense of detachment and continued disruptive behavior. Zero tolerance demoralizes and humiliates students and creates distrust of authority figures. Recommendations to address the school-to-prison pipeline include improving data collection, analysis, and dissemination of the research on impacts of exclusionary discipline on race and instituted policy changes to reduce exclusionary discipline, increase the number of social workers and mental health professionals in schools, using positive and appropriate school discipline such as restorative justice, conducting a race analysis to understand how or why school opportunities, outcomes, and environments differ depending on race, continuing conversations between school teachers, students, and their families to foster cultural understanding, creating professional development opportunities for teachers and staff working with diverse students, reintegrating students returning from suspensions or juvenile detention facilities into courses to promote positive relationships, and assessing students' learning needs for those at risk of entering juvenile justice facilities. Thank you.